Welcome to the Leadership TKO podcast, your source of strategies and insight to make you a winning leader. With no further ado, here is your host, Lakeisha McKnight.
Well, hello to everybody out there in the virtual world. Lakeisha McKnight is here. It is indeed the Leadership TKO Night Show via podcast. Super excited. Once again, bringing the energy. As always, hey, listen, it's a beautiful evening here in Virginia. That's right, Chesapeake, Virginia, where we're going live right now here in the United States. For those of you who are outside of the States, we welcome you, we thank you, we love you, we appreciate the fact that you're connected to this podcast, Leadership TKO, the Night Show via podcast. Before we dive into any background, foundational information, anything pertaining to today's episode, you know what we're going to do. We are actually going to go and we are going to make sure that we're connected on the social media platforms, letting people know that we are here. We're live. It's about 9:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this lovely, lovely Thursday, November 2nd, 2017. Just in case you're wondering if we're live or if you've missed it, well, that is the confirmation, the stamp, the date, and the time, letting you know where we are. So, let me go. I'm going to share on my personal profile on Facebook. If we're not connected, get connected today. This means that you're going to want to make sure you either type it in as I may give it to you verbally, so that you can go ahead and hit the request button for friendship on Facebook, or just wait a little while after we finish this live broadcast, come back to the description area and get access to all of the links that I may reference during this episode. So I'm going to go and I'm going to share on my personal profile right now. Okay. And just bear with me. And even as I'm doing this right now, I want to encourage you to go ahead and share with other people in your network. We can spread the love. We can network. We can ensure that people get all the information that they need so that they can grow. Okay. We want people to grow. So I'm going to go ahead and type in join me now as I am live on the station. Okay. Empowering and building. Here we go. So I'm going to do that. But the best thing that I'm going to do, of course, is copy the content that I'm sharing with it. I'm sharing a link on my profile wall. Okay. That way people can just click on the link on my profile and join me here with you as well, because you're listening in, and I'm going to give you a couple of things to do. Okay. So that you always can be connected and know when we're going live with our episodes here on the podcast. So I share it on my wall. Now I'm going to share on my personal fan page on Facebook as well. So let me go ahead and share on the fan page right now. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's do that. Here we go. Click there. Wonderful. Boom. Okay. Wonderful. Share it on the personal fan page. Now I am going to also share in a couple other places on Facebook. And one of those additional places that I am going to share is our branded page for speakers. It's Leadership TKO for speakers. And so I'm going to go there. I'm going to share and let people know that I'm live. And then there's also a group. Okay. There's a group that I am also going to share on. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to share on the branded page first. And I may have to finagle some words around, of course, in my content that I'm going to share with the link. So join Lakeisha McKnight, okay? Because there may be some other occasions in the future where it may not just be me, okay, doing this stuff. We're going to actually have some other people on sharing this content. All right, so I'm going to share it, change some information around so it makes sense. All right, here we go. Boom, boom, okay? Sharing that. There we have it. Okay. And then I'm also going to go to a group, and it's like an interest group for those who may be interested in learning about upcoming events, whether it be virtual or live, for speakers and services, of course, that we offer. So now I'm going to go share in the group, and this will be the final place I'm going to share for tonight. So let's hopefully get this pulled up, and we should be well on our way. Here we go. Okay. There we are. Okay. Boom, there we go. So we shared in some relevant places on Facebook. Facebook is like the platform we leverage the most. Now, with our company, we do have profiles in other places, myself and the company overall. But I will share some information right now about the foundation of the company, and then I'll give you some guidance as to some of the things you can do as we are here live for this episode. And even if you're not here for the live version, you can always still follow through with some of these action steps. So, just to let you know, this Night Show via podcast is one of many podcasts, a part of the Leadership TKO internet radio station. That means that we operate via the internet, but we're also connected to iHeartRadio, which is of course also via internet as well. It's through the airwaves out there. Okay. Now the radio station is just one of many elements, a part of the Leadership TKO brand. And so I always encourage you to check out more information about the Leadership TKO brand, whether you're new to Leadership TKO or you've been following along for some time. I recommend that you check us out on the website. Now, we have an overall main website because the company that houses the Leadership TKO brand is called the iLead Company. Now, iLead is an acronym, ILEAD. It stands for the International Leadership Education and Development Company. All right. It's a limited liability company based in Chesapeake, Virginia, here in the United States. But we also have a branch in Nigeria, Africa, more specifically in Lagos. OK, Lagos State. Now, I will tell you this. We do have an overall main website for all of the branches, which is ileadcompany.com. But if you want to get specifics about the USA version, we ask you to visit our website, which is www.leadershiptko.com. That's where you're going to find out more and more information about it. So dive on into there, because I will tell you that the mission of the TKO brand and the iLead Company overall is to partner up with associations, to partner up with universities, with small businesses and entrepreneurs, as well as faith-based groups to build winning leaders. That's what we're here to do. So if you want to win, are you ready to win? Right? We're in the final weeks of 2017. And I feel like I'm pumped, like I could do so much more in this year. I mean, God has really brought us through a mighty, mighty, mighty big year. And it's still not over yet. Still not over. We have a little less than 2 months left in this year. And we should really close this year out with a gigantic bang. Just ready, willing, and just have the tools that we need to win. And that's what we're doing here with the iLead Company, giving you the tools to become winning leaders. Winning leaders, just not ordinary leaders, right? A leader that just occupies a position. We want you to win. And there's a difference between an ordinary leader and a winning leader. Because with winning leaders, guess what? You have the tools and you're willing to execute, right? It's not about having the position, just the position, and having the resources. You're willing to execute. You're willing to make it happen. And even if you get knocked down, guess what? You get back up again and you're ready to take action. And that's what it's truly all about. And with the iLead Company and with this podcast and radio station, it's not just for women, but it's for men as well. So fellas, if you're listening to this, guess what? Invite your buddies in. Invite your fellow brothers to listen into this podcast as well. It's for everyone, men and women. There's no discrimination. There's no sexism as it pertains to leadership. Only what you create as a human being. You see, in the beginning, there was no division. There was unity. But it's because of the mindset of man. It's because, let's just be on a spiritual note here, it's because of sin that the division came about. I know that can be a whole nother episode tonight, but we'll probably talk more about that. We'll talk more about that on Sundays, okay? But right now, on Thursdays here with this podcast, we focus in on pro speaking or professional speaking. So for those of you who really just have this desire to go out there and use your voice to build your impact, your influence, and your income, Thursdays are the days for you. Now, on Thursdays, we sometimes also focus in on the TKO Global Reality Show that's connected to Leadership TKO for Women. That's a subdivision of the company that focuses in on building leaders amongst women. Right. But we don't have an interview scheduled for today. And this reason being is because we're just getting really back into the States because we went out of the country for 2 weeks we went into Nigeria, Africa. And so we want to make sure we get everything settled back in before we jumpstart back into interviews and other normal elements that we have. We want to get back into having our regular scheduled shows like we're doing tonight. Okay, so I just want to let you know that sometimes we have interviews on Thursdays, also a part of the TKO Global Reality Show, which is a segment of TKO for Women. Okay, that subdivision. But we have a special topic because we covered this topic on the Global blog. Now, if you haven't visited the blog, shame on you. You should be over there at the blog. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of action steps to follow for those of you who are connected here. Remember, we're here with this podcast on Sundays through Fridays at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So go ahead, put that down in your calendar, make a notification on your phone, let that alarm go off on your phone, maybe at 8:55 p.m. to get you ready for 9:00 p.m. Depending on where you are in the world, that could be another time for you. So you have to convert that time. So if you're in Croatia, the Philippines, if you're in Nigeria or South Africa or Australia or Canada, you want to adjust your time. The Virgin Islands, Norway, Hungary. We know that all of you from these various countries, you listen in to Leadership TKO, adjust your time. We want you to listen in to these episodes. We don't want you to miss a heartbeat when it comes to the nuggets that we provide so that you can become a leader. Because as my mentor has said, leadership, everything rises and falls upon leadership. And that's by Dr. John Maxwell. Okay. So as I said, Pro Speaking Thursdays is here today. And the message on the blog, which is leadershiptko.com/blog. That's how you're going to find it. And that link is going to be in the description area. Our message was resources or tools that can really help you to build your speaking business. Resources that you're going to need to build your speaking business. That's what we've been talking about throughout the course of the day, even on my timeline. So even as we're going into this message tonight, just to recap a little bit of it, if you enjoy anything that we share on this episode, I want you to hit the like button on the Spreaker platform because we're using Spreaker, which is a platform, okay, for podcasting. We're using it to go live and to broadcast. So at any point you enjoy what you hear, hit the heart button. Also, remember on this platform, you have the unique opportunity to ask a question, make a comment, right? Provide some encouraging words, even help listeners with some of the links that I may share. You can do that while we're live here on the platform also. So just take that in. It's good for me too to take a breath, right? I'm originally from up north, the tri-state area, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut area, and I know I can speak fast. So sometimes I have to tell myself, slow down. Remember that old school song? I might be showing my age a little bit. Okay, I digress. But let me come back to the topic. Resources that speakers are going to need to grow a speaking business. Now, I talk about some of those resources, specifically about 9 of them on the blog message, but I am going to highlight what I believe to be 2 resources you really should have. Number one of the resources I believe that you should have in your toolbox as a speaker, whether you're new or you have some experience, I definitely believe that you need some either type of business card or a small version of a postcard. All right. I do believe that because it's really quick for people to just, when you're going out and you're networking, you can share that information easily. OK, some people believe that having a postcard, it may not be best because people can't slip it into their business card case. But then I think about it. I'm like, okay, they're going to slip it into a business card case. Are they really going to go through all of those business cards, or is it just going to be another business card that they collect? So you really have to ask yourself, think about the pros and the cons of having a regularly sized business card and then making sure you have the right content on the card. It's not good to have your card to have too much information on it, because then it just becomes information overload. The font gets even smaller, and it could be just an organized mess. Although that's kind of ironic, an organized mess, right? Kind of weird to put those together. Anyway, but you want to make sure you have the key information on that business card, front and back, okay? Front and back. Now, the second tool that I'm going to tell you that really can become helpful, and this is, okay, you ready for this? Your speaking video. Right, I know you might be saying, well, Lakeisha, oh my gosh, I don't have a video. What do I do at this particular point? Some people use different words for the video. They say a demo video. They say a speaking reel, right? REEL. Either way, it's a video of you speaking. You see, meeting planners want to see you in action. They want to see how well you bring the fire, you bring the energy, you bring up the tempo in the venue. They want to see how well you engage and you connect with the audience. That's what they're looking for. How can you arouse emotion from the audience? How can you provide solution? Because you're not going to give your whole message in the speaking reel, because most of these videos are normally around probably no more than 7 minutes. I've seen some longer and I'm like, is that really a speaking reel or is that just a complete video? A reel is supposed to be just kind of segments of you speaking, a way for a meeting planner to contact you if they potentially want to book you. All right. So keep these things in mind. Now, the iLead company, we do all of these things. Every resource you need as a speaker, we design and we can take it to a place to ensure that it's printed. Again, if you're a speaker, you're like, man, I need these things done. We get it done. Now, if you want it done professionally, we're here for you. But if you want to just get it done, get it together, put anything together, of course, you can put together anything you like, because resources are free, some of them, on the internet. Again, it's not that, you just go to any random person to get it done. Please keep in mind, there are people who know how to do videos specifically for speakers, and there are people who know how to just do videos. There's a difference. Okay, there is a big difference. So keep that in mind when you go to someone to ask them to do you a video, put a video together for you, because it's not just any random person that should do it. They really need to have a knowledge of how to put a speaking reel together or a business card for speakers together. All right. So those are just 2 of the 9 resources that I share with you on the blog. Please make sure that you get back over there to the blog. All right, so that you can read the entire message and learn about those resources that I consider to be very, very important to growing your speaking business. All right, be sure to do that. Now, we do provide you a resource in our speakers group on Facebook. So when you go to the blog, there's going to be a link that says click here. You're going to want to make sure that you click on that link and request to join the group. It's just an interest group. It's free. Request to join the group so that you can access the content. Please do that. We want to see you grow as a speaker. And we have more resources we want to share with you, not to overwhelm you, but just to ensure that you are going to be prepared. Now, I've been alluding a little bit on my timeline about a final masterclass that we're going to be offering for speakers this year, 2017. And it is going to be, right, how to start your speaking year 2018 with fire. Oh, you don't want to miss it. Fire can be interpreted as you stirring up the hearts and minds of your audience. That's number 1. Number 2, consistency with getting booked. Number 3, growing your brand. There's going to be so many benefits for you to attend this class. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be restricted to 50 students, so you do not want to miss this class. How much is this class going to cost you to be a part of it? Because it's going to be fire. Because this is my baby, it's going to be about $97 US dollars. Okay. Be prepared to invest. Remember, this is the end of the year. It's a training, which means that you can write it off on your training as a part of your training expenses for tax purposes. And that's specifically, of course, for those in the United States. I'm not sure about how other countries do it when it comes to business expenses, but here in the United States, you can write it off. So when registration opens, which we're going to try to allow it to open tonight, no later than tomorrow, it will open. Now, the class itself will definitely occur, right? You ready for this? Are you ready for this? It's going to occur on November. Make sure you write this date down. November 16th. November 16th at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please write that down. Okay. Registration going to be $97, giving you a heads up so you're not like, oh my gosh, it's so much money. Be ready to invest. This is for you. This is for your success in 2018. And guess what? Those who register for that class will get access to speaking leads. Those who take action. When we put that link up there, the first 20 who takes action will get access to the fast action bonus, which is, of course, 100 speaking leads. 100. Yeah, we're not playing. We want you to have success in 2018. All right. So again, I want to say thank you for listening in for this segment. I do want to share that if you are female, of course, you're like, man, I'm interested in speaking, but I also want to have success by having a support group in my corner. You want other women. You want that sisterhood connection that's going to help you to succeed too. It's not just about competing with one another as women, but it's about supporting one another. And we do this a part of a campaign that was launched earlier this year. Now, the name of the campaign is the Born to Lead Global Women's Leadership Campaign. Global Women's Leadership Campaign. And you can join this campaign for free. It's only going to be for free for a limited time because starting in 2018, there may be a little bit of a fee behind it. Okay. Not that much, but a little bit, because we want quality women. Because there's going to be so many perks that's added. It's going to be so clear for you to understand. It's clear now, but it's going to be even more clearer in 2018. Right now, we have nominations for new leaders for the campaign coming up. Nominations are occurring throughout the entire month of November. So we're going to have new leaders that's going to take the torch and carry it on into 2018. But we want you to be on board. And the reason why is because our mission is to promote a spirit of sisterhood amongst women so that we can become effective leaders. And then we're also bringing awareness to women's issues that are common and talking about the solutions that exist so that you're aware of them and can take advantage of them. And then also, if they're not effective, we're going to come together as women and try to establish more effective solutions. How does that sound? If that is something that you can agree with and that maybe you're doing already, we invite you to lock arms with us and join the campaign. It's not a club. It's not an association. It's a campaign that puts fire under the feet of women and in the hearts of women across the world to help women grow personally and professionally. So are you ready to win as a woman in leadership? Then get on board with us. Visit www.borntolead2017.com. Go to that link, register to join this campaign. We want to see you on board. We believe in you. We believe in your ability to lead. And we know that with the resources and the tools that we're providing, you're going to do just that. And I want to see you succeed now and even in the future days ahead of us. I want to see you win. So let's get together. Let's do it. Borntolead2017.com is the website. It will be placed in the description area as well so that you can copy it and paste it in your web browser and quickly join. Remember, you have to do it on a desktop or a laptop only because on a cell phone, you're going to face an error. So make sure you do not use a cell phone to complete the forms. Any forms that we provide with the iLead company or with any other company that we have, listen, use a laptop only. Do not try to do it on a cell phone. All right. So I appreciate each and every one of you listening in tonight for this very special episode on Pro Speaker Thursday. I appreciate each and every one of you. Remember, we're going to be back here tomorrow because guess what? Tomorrow is Fitness Friday. We're helping you to get fit, helping you to get well as leaders. Big, huge, because if you don't have a well body, how can you impact the lives of others and be that leader for them that they need? Okay? So get ready, be prepared so we can talk about fitness on tomorrow. But until then, I encourage each and every one of you to think, to speak, and to live leadership.
Thanks for listening to the Leadership TKO podcast. To continue the conversation of how to take your leadership from good to great, visit www.leadershiptko.com.